So today we are looking at Pom Pom. We are looking at the Oricorio deck. This is a very interesting one because honestly, it could catch some people completely off guard, especially if you are running some sort of Giratina and also Darkrai EX deck, and it's going to be very blatant why in a second. So, in terms of the first deck we're looking at, Oricorio in itself has got the ability Safeguard. Prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX. That is just very interesting in itself, because if you have got a deck that is only EX, like if you've got a Dialga Palkia deck with no other extras, you've got Giratina and also Darkrai with no others, that's going to be very difficult to get rid of Oricorio. Now obviously there is ways. You can obviously use a Rocky Helmet, you can use I believe the Darkrai's ability could, but I'm pretty sure it might count as an EX. I just think when it comes to the actual attack, it doesn't take abilities into account. So obviously utilizing the Dark Energy, only 70 HP. Now I mean, you could definitely get rid of it quite quickly with 2 energies, 50 on the go. You're going to be hitting pretty well to not be hit back and have 20s, because if you've got many giant capes, potions, Pokemon ladies, I mean, you're going to be a struggle to try and get out of there if you can only do 20 damage. Obviously, if you are got the Rocky Helmet as well, it would be 40 a time, so you would have to make sure you're healing. But if you've got 2 of them, it's very interesting to see how that works. There's going to be a few different decks. Obviously, you can see we've got the Magnezone deck, the Tapu Coco, and the Vikavolt deck. So the first one is very much like what we've seen here. We've got Magnemite, Magneton, Magnezone, linked in with a little bit of Oricorio. We then have the Giovanni, Sabrina, Pokemon Communication, Giant Cape, Cyrus, Iono, Pokeball and Professor's Research. As it says, with the ability, essentially shuts down any opposing EX Pokemon, which can help you set up Magnezone, which is kind of what we've got going on here, and it's kind of what this person's trying to do with the Shaman, because once during your turn you can heal 10 damage, meaning technically if you're only doing 20 from say a Darkrai specifically, you're gaining 10 every time as well. So it's a very interesting one. Naturally you are trying to get, like we say with the Magnezone, you kind of almost stopping them straight away, and then you can kind of utilize the Magneton potentially with a Volt Charge and then go into the Magnezone with a few more energies on top. It's a very smart play. If then you look at, we've got the Tapu Coco deck. We've obviously got the 2 Shamans in here, which is going to be available for the Sky support. We have Oricorio, Tapu Coco, and then all of the trainers, which are as a standard. This deck actively switches out Tapu Coco whenever it attacks to Pom Pom Oricorio, which halts any active EX Pokemon on your opponent's side. Shaman is also used to remove any retreat costs from your side of the field. That's very cool in itself. So if we was to look, for instance, at the Tapu Coco here, we can go and just have a look, and we can see that we've obviously got this one, which is the Volt Switch. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon's Lightning Pokemon. Okay, I mean, it's an interesting one. I mean, you can obviously utilize that. Then obviously if you're looking at the Shaman, so this is going to be basically if they bring in any EX, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, your active basic Pokemon retreat cost is 1 less, which obviously means the Tapu Coco is only 1. We finally then have a Vikavolt deck, which is obviously the Pom Pom with the, again, Shaman. You then have the Vikavolt. You have a Togedemaru, which is always going to be nice. Togi is definitely an interesting one to see. So we've only at the moment got 1 version of him, which is going to be, if we zoom out a little bit, Electro Smash. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage, meaning it will do 50. Again, I think that's going to be more of a filler, more so than anything. If we was to look at a Vikavolt though, we are looking at Disconnect. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any items from their hand. You're doing 70 as well. Could always be interesting. With this deck, you'll obviously be playing with the Rare Candy. Obviously going from potentially the Grubbin straight into the Vikavolt, which would be fantastic. Hence why you can you only need 1 chargeable really going into it. Again, it's going to be a very interesting one. You also have then the alternatives with Sabrina, Cyrus, Red Card, or Sabrina as well. You have the Rocket Helmet. You could obviously change for a Togedemaru, or you could go with a Giant Cape instead. And then we are really relying on the main lightning attackers to do the most damage. Oricorio is to really just stop your basic attacks. We then obviously have got the Lucario, and people that won't use an EX, what you'll find is maybe they will wait out on an electric deck and kind of just hold fire and wait for you to potentially put Oricorio in and just not evolve into an EX potentially. So it's got its flaws as well. It will be very interesting to see. As we do progress with more sets, it will be interesting to see if they do have like a Oricorio sort of like how the Arceus works, where you can have all of them together have some sort of ability. But in general, there's a few decks that obviously can utilize it, and it could be good to just have, like for instance, you do utilize a Darkrai deck and maybe they have got an EX in. You can obviously then start to have Oricorio in the main spot, start building up Giratina in the back spot because they can do that. It's just an interesting one to see how it works. So let me know down below what you think. There's a few different uses that you can go with. If you've got a different deck for Oricorio, again, leave it down below and we'll have a look and kind of see which one's kind of more meta as we do go forward. So let me know down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.